As we age, many people assume losing muscle is inevitable, a sign that time is winning. But science reveals the opposite. Our bodies are wired to rebuild, regenerate, and stay strong well into old age if we give them the right tools. Today, we're uncovering one of nature's most surprising muscle protecting secrets, a small but mighty seed that contains more protein than eggs and helps fight sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass, faster than you might think. Sarcopenia is one of those conditions that most people have never heard of until it's too late. It doesn't make headlines, it doesn't cause sudden pain, and there's no early warning sign that screams for attention. Yet, it quietly creeps into our lives as we age, chipping away at one of the most vital systems that keeps us alive and strong, our muscles. By the time many people begin to notice it, they've already lost a significant amount of strength, balance, and endurance. Sarcopenia literally means poverty of flesh, and it begins as early as our 30s, advancing slowly over decades if left unaddressed. Muscle isn't just about physical appearance or athletic performance. It's the engine of the body's metabolism, the protector of our bones, and the key to maintaining independence as we grow older. Every muscle fiber we have contributes to how we move, how we burn energy, and even how we regulate blood sugar and hormones. When muscles start to shrink and weaken, it doesn't just affect strength, it alters how every organ in the body functions. The loss of muscle mass leads to slower metabolism, increased fat accumulation, insulin resistance, and higher risk of chronic diseases like diabetes and cardiovascular issues. But the good news is, sarcopenia is not inevitable. It's reversible, preventable, and manageable through the right kind of nutrition and lifestyle habits. The process of sarcopenia often begins with something as simple as inactivity. When we don't use our muscles regularly, the body begins to downsize them. Muscle tissue, which is metabolically expensive for the body to maintain, gets replaced with fat. Combine that with a gradual decline in hormones like testosterone and growth hormone, and the body's ability to rebuild muscle after exercise starts to slow. Add in a diet lacking in protein or key nutrients, and the problem compounds over time. The result: the legs become less steady, the arms lose tone, and even getting out of a chair or climbing stairs becomes a challenge. What used to feel effortless starts to require effort. Yet science reveals something powerful. Our muscles are not passive victims of aging. They are living, adaptable tissues capable of renewal. Every time we engage them through movement or feed them properly through nutrition, we send biochemical signals that say, build more, stay strong. The body responds to these signals at any age. Research has shown that even people in their 80s can regain muscle mass and strength through targeted dietary and physical changes. That means the fight against sarcopenia is really about awakening the biology of renewal, something we all possess. What's often misunderstood about sarcopenia is that it's not just about how much protein we eat, but how our body uses it. With age, the efficiency of muscle protein synthesis, the process by which muscles rebuild themselves, begins to decline. That's why simply eating more calories or random protein isn't enough. The body needs high-quality, bioavailable protein sources that contain all the essential amino acids in the right ratios to rebuild tissue effectively. It also needs supporting nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, and vitamin D to turn on the enzymes and cellular pathways that govern repair and growth. Inflammation plays a hidden but critical role in the development of sarcopenia. Chronic low-grade inflammation, often caused by poor diet, lack of sleep, or stress, interferes with the body's ability to activate muscle-building pathways. It creates a state where muscle cells become resistant to growth signals. The good news is that anti-inflammatory foods and lifestyle changes can help reverse this process. By reducing inflammation, the body can restore sensitivity to the natural hormones and signals that drive muscle repair. Another overlooked factor is blood flow. As we age, microcirculation, the flow of oxygen and nutrients through tiny capillaries, declines. Muscles starved of oxygen can't regenerate efficiently. That's why improving circulation through exercise, hydration, and certain foods that promote angiogenesis can have a direct impact on muscle vitality. It's not just about moving your body, it's about fueling it with foods that support the growth of new blood vessels that feed muscle tissue from within. Sarcopenia also affects the brain. The loss of muscle mass doesn't just limit movement, it affects cognitive performance, mood, and motivation. Studies show that strong muscles release signaling molecules called myokines that have anti-inflammatory effects on the brain, enhancing memory and protecting against neurodegeneration. So when we build or preserve muscle, we're not just improving our bodies, we're literally protecting our minds. The reality is, you don't need to become a bodybuilder to fight sarcopenia. You simply need to move regularly, eat foods that communicate with your body's healing systems, and prioritize nutrient density over empty calories. Every step you take, every seed, bean, or leafy green you consume becomes a message that your body understands, a message that says, prepare, strengthen, and thrive. Aging doesn't mean weakness. It means opportunity, a chance to apply knowledge, to eat smarter, and to engage with the science of vitality. The muscles that carry you through life are still listening, still ready to respond, no matter your age. All they need is the right conversation through food and movement. Sarcopenia may be a silent threat, but it's one we can silence ourselves by choosing to nourish, move, and activate the natural strength built into every cell of our being. When we think of protein, our minds often go straight to the classics: eggs, meat, dairy. They've long been considered the gold standard for building strength and supporting muscle health. But what if a tiny seed could outperform them all? What if nature had already designed a complete source of protein that not only builds muscle but also supports the body's healing, regeneration, and longevity systems? That's exactly what we find in the humble hemp seed, a plant-based powerhouse that redefines what true protein nutrition means. Hemp seeds might be small, but they are biologically sophisticated. Each seed is a perfect package of nutrients designed by nature to sustain life. What sets them apart is their remarkable protein content. Just 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds contain about 10 grams of protein, more than an egg, and this protein is complete. That means it provides all 9 essential amino acids that the human body cannot produce on its own. These amino acids are the raw materials for life. They build muscle fibers, enzymes, hormones, and neurotransmitters. Without them, the body's machinery slows down. With them, it thrives. Unlike many plant-based sources that fall short in 1 or 2 amino acids, hemp protein is balanced and efficient. But it goes even further. The proteins in hemp, primarily adenosine and albumin, are highly bioavailable. The body absorbs and uses them effortlessly. This is where hemp truly shines. The more efficiently protein is digested and assimilated, the more effectively it fuels muscle repair and regeneration. That means hemp doesn't just provide protein, it provides usable protein. And that distinction is critical for fighting sarcopenia and preserving strength as we age. But protein is only one part of hemp's power. Inside each seed lies a harmony of other nutrients that enhance how protein functions in the body. For instance, hemp seeds contain the ideal ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acids, a 3-1 balance that supports cell membrane integrity, reduces inflammation, and promotes hormonal balance. Chronic inflammation, especially in muscle tissue, interferes with protein synthesis and accelerates muscle loss. Hemp's fatty acids calm that inflammation, creating the perfect internal environment for muscle recovery and growth. Hemp seeds also deliver a wealth of minerals that act as cofactors in muscle metabolism. Magnesium supports energy production by helping convert food into cellular fuel. Zinc aids in tissue repair and helps regulate testosterone levels, which are essential for maintaining muscle mass in both men and women. Iron ensures oxygen delivery to muscle fibers, powering endurance and strength. Together, these micronutrients form the biological infrastructure that makes protein effective. They transform hemp from a simple seed into a symphony of muscle-supporting nutrition. Perhaps most fascinating is how hemp protein interacts with the body's cellular energy centers, the mitochondria. These microscopic powerhouses determine how efficiently our muscles contract, recover, and resist fatigue. The amino acids and essential fats in hemp support mitochondrial function, helping muscles produce clean energy. As mitochondrial health improves, the body's entire energy system becomes more efficient. That's why people who regularly consume hemp seeds often report greater stamina and recovery, even without major changes in exercise routines. Another unique feature of hemp protein is that it's alkaline, forming, not acidic. Animal proteins tend to make the body more acidic, which can contribute to inflammation and leach minerals like calcium and magnesium from bones. Hemp protein, by contrast, supports pH balance, creating a more favorable environment for muscle preservation and overall vitality. This makes it an especially smart choice for older adults whose metabolism and buffering capacity naturally decline with age. Science has begun to confirm what traditional cultures have known for centuries, that seeds are among nature's most concentrated forms of life energy. Hemp is no exception. Ancient civilizations used it not just as food, but as medicine, understanding that vitality begins at the cellular level. Modern nutritional science is now catching up, showing how hemp's unique blend of amino acids, essential fats, and micronutrients can reduce muscle wasting, stabilize metabolism, and even support cardiovascular and brain health. For anyone struggling with muscle loss, fatigue, or slow recovery, incorporating hemp seeds is a simple yet powerful step. You don't need to overhaul your diet or rely on processed supplements, just adding 2 to 3 tablespoons a day. Stir it into oatmeal, sprinkled over solids, or blended into smoothies can make a measurable difference. Because when you eat hemp seeds, you're not just feeding your muscles, you're activating your body's natural systems of repair and renewal. Protein from hemp does more than nourish. It communicates with your body. Every bite delivers biochemical messages that say, grow, strengthen, regenerate. This is food as information, food that your DNA understands. And when your body receives the right signals, it doesn't just maintain muscle. It thrives. It becomes more resilient, more energetic, and more capable of defying the slow drift of aging. The story of hemp protein isn't just about numbers or grams per serving. It's about redefining how we think of strength. True strength doesn't come from isolated nutrients or artificial powders. It comes from whole, living foods that speak the body's natural language. Hemp seed happens to be one of nature's most fluent speakers. So, when you think about building or preserving muscle, think beyond the plate of eggs or the scoop of whey. Think about the tiny seed that holds more power than both, the one that nourishes not just your muscles, but your entire biology. Because in the end, real protein power isn't just about feeding your body, it's about awakening its ability to heal, adapt, and remain strong, no matter your age. Inflammation is a word we often associate with visible symptoms, a swollen ankle, a sore throat, a bruise that turns red and tender. But the most dangerous kind of inflammation is the one we can't see or feel. It's the chronic, low-grade fire that quietly burns beneath the surface, slowly damaging tissues, impairing healing, and sabotaging the very systems that keep us strong. When it comes to muscle health, this hidden inflammation is one of the biggest culprits behind sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength that comes with aging. It doesn't announce itself suddenly, but its effects accumulate year after year, eroding vitality from within. To understand how inflammation destroys muscle, we first need to recognize what inflammation is meant to do. In its natural form, inflammation is a healing mechanism. When you lift weights, for example, you create tiny tears in your muscle fibers. The body responds by sending immune cells to the area, triggering inflammation to repair and strengthen the tissue. This is short-term or acute inflammation. It's good. It helps the body grow stronger. But when inflammation becomes chronic, the balance shifts from repair to destruction. Instead of rebuilding, the immune system starts breaking down tissue, disrupting muscle protein synthesis and weakening the very fibers it was meant to protect. Chronic inflammation often stems from everyday habits, poor diet, lack of physical activity, stress, environmental toxins, and insufficient sleep. Over time, these triggers keep the immune system constantly active, flooding the bloodstream with inflammatory molecules like cytokines. These molecules interfere with the body's anabolic signals, the hormones and pathways responsible for building new muscle. They make muscle cells less responsive to protein, reduce insulin sensitivity, and promote fat storage instead. The result is a body that grows weaker even if you're eating well or exercising. This hidden inflammation also affects the way mitochondria, the power generators of your cells, function. Mitochondria are essential for muscle energy and recovery. When inflammation becomes chronic, oxidative stress damages these energy factories, making muscles less efficient at converting nutrients into fuel. This creates a vicious cycle. Less energy leads to less movement accelerates muscle loss, and the loss of muscle further amplifies inflammation. The system begins to feed on itself unless something intervenes to stop the process. Nature, fortunately, provides powerful tools to calm this internal storm, and one of the most effective is found in food. Certain natural compounds have the ability to silence inflammatory pathways and restore cellular harmony. Hemp seeds, for example, are rich in omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids in the ideal 3:1 ratio. This balance is crucial because while omega-6 promotes necessary inflammatory responses, omega-3 helps resolve them, ensuring that inflammation doesn't linger longer than needed. Together, they act like a biological thermostat, preventing chronic inflammation while allowing healthy healing processes to continue. Another way hemp seeds help fight inflammation is through their antioxidant content. They contain vitamin E and other polyphenols that neutralize free radicals, unstable molecules that damage cells and accelerate aging. Free radicals are byproducts of normal metabolism, but in excess they inflame and weaken muscle tissue. By reducing oxidative stress, antioxidants give cells a chance to recover, regenerate, and maintain their structure. This protection extends not only to muscles, but also to blood vessels and nerves, keeping the entire system functioning efficiently. Magnesium, another mineral found abundantly in hemp seeds, plays a quiet yet critical role in inflammation control. It regulates muscle contractions, nerve impulses, and energy production. But it also helps lower levels of C-reactive protein, a CRP, a key marker of inflammation in the body. Low magnesium levels are directly linked to increased inflammation and fatigue, which makes magnesium-rich foods a natural anti-inflammatory defense. When combined with omega fats and antioxidants, magnesium works synergistically to support muscle repair, energy flow, and overall calm within the body's cellular environment. But food alone isn't the only answer. Movement is one of the most potent anti-inflammatory medicines available. When we move, our muscles release signaling molecules called myokines. These molecules have powerful anti-inflammatory effects, helping to balance immune responses throughout the body. In fact, exercise-induced myokines can help reduce systemic inflammation for hours after a workout. This means that even light, consistent activity like walking or yoga can have profound benefits in reversing the slow decay that chronic inflammation causes. It's also important to understand that stress, both physical and emotional, is a major trigger for inflammation. When the body perceives constant stress, it releases cortisol, a hormone that, when elevated for too long, breaks down muscle tissue and suppresses immune function. Practices such as mindfulness, meditation, and adequate sleep can help bring cortisol levels down, allowing the body to repair rather than defend. Ultimately, fighting inflammation is about restoring balance. The goal isn't to eliminate inflammation entirely, but to keep it in check so it serves its purpose without causing harm. By feeding the body anti-inflammatory nutrients, staying active, and managing stress, we can transform inflammation from a destroyer into an ally. The difference between decline and strength lies in how well we manage this balance. Chronic inflammation may be invisible, but its effects are tangible: weaker muscles, slower metabolism, constant fatigue. Yet within the same body that suffers those effects lies the power to reverse them. Every meal rich in omega fats, every step you take, every hour of quality sleep is a signal to your body that says it's time to heal. Fighting inflammation isn't about restriction or deprivation. It's about giving your body the tools it needs to restore harmony. When that happens, muscles regain their vitality, energy returns, and the silent fire that once burned within finally begins to fade. Every cell in your body depends on a steady supply of oxygen and nutrients to survive, and nowhere is this more vital than in your muscles. Muscles are incredibly dynamic tissues, constantly contracting, repairing, and generating energy. To stay strong and functional, they need an efficient circulatory system and powerful mitochondria, the microscopic engines inside cells that convert food into energy. When blood flow weakens and mitochondrial function declines, muscles begin to starve. Fatigue sets in, recovery slows, and strength diminishes. But when we support both circulation and mitochondria, we reignite the body's natural power source, and with it, the ability to maintain muscle, energy, and vitality at any age. Circulation is the body's delivery system. Every heartbeat pushes oxygen-rich blood through an intricate network of arteries, capillaries, and veins, ensuring that each muscle fiber receives what it needs to perform repair. Yet as we age, these pathways often narrow or stiffen due to inflammation, poor diet, or lack of physical activity. When blood flow becomes sluggish, the muscle's access to oxygen and nutrients decreases. That's when fatigue becomes more common and recovery after activity slows down. It's not because the muscles have forgotten how to rebuild. It's because they're not being properly nourished. Healthy circulation depends on the flexibility of blood vessels and the formation of new microvessels, a process known as angiogenesis. This ability to grow new capillaries is what keeps tissues youthful. When angiogenesis is balanced, it allows your muscles to stay well fed and well oxygenated. Even as demands change with age, certain foods, especially plant-based ones, are natural angiogenesis activators. Hemp seeds, for example, contain compounds that help protect blood vessels from oxidative damage and encourage the development of new, healthy microcirculation. By improving this internal infrastructure, they ensure that muscles receive the constant supply of fuel they need to thrive. The essential fatty acids found in hemp seeds, omega-3 and omega-6, are particularly beneficial for vascular health. They maintain the fluidity of blood vessel walls, reduce inflammation, and prevent the formation of blockages that impede flow. Omega-3s also help blood platelets remain less sticky, reducing the risk of microclots that can silently choke off nutrient delivery. The result is a smoother, more efficient circulation system that can sustain both muscle activity and recovery. When oxygen moves freely through the bloodstream, mitochondria, the energy factories within each muscle cell, are able to function at full capacity. Mitochondria are often described as the engines of life, and for good reason. These tiny organelles take nutrients from the food you eat and convert them into ATP, adenosine triphosphate, the molecule that powers every cell. The more efficiently your mitochondria work, the more energy you have for everything from walking to thinking to maintaining your heartbeat. But mitochondrial health naturally declines with age. Damage from oxidative stress, toxins, and inflammation reduces their ability to produce energy efficiently. This is one of the key reasons older adults experience slower recovery and muscle fatigue. Here's where nutrition makes a profound difference. The proteins, essential fats, and antioxidants in foods like hemp seeds provide mitochondria with both protection and fuel. Amino acids supply the building blocks for enzymes that drive energy production, while fatty acids ensure the membranes around mitochondria remain flexible and functional. Vitamin E and other antioxidants in hemp seeds act like shields, neutralizing free radicals before they can damage these delicate structures. When you nourish mitochondria this way, you're not just improving energy levels, you're literally protecting the biological batteries that keep your muscles alive. Improving mitochondrial function isn't just about eating the right foods, it's about creating the right internal conditions. Regular movement, especially endurance activities like walking, swimming, or cycling, stimulates mitochondria to multiply. The more mitochondria your muscle cells have, the greater your stamina and strength. Exercise also promotes angiogenesis, expanding your circulatory network and allowing more oxygen and nutrients to reach tissues. Together, exercise and diet form a powerful synergy. Movement signals the need for more energy, and nutrient-rich foods provide the materials to meet that demand. There's also a hormonal and cellular component to this process. When blood flow improves and mitochondria become more active, the body releases signaling molecules that encourage muscle regeneration. These include growth factors that stimulate satellite cells, the muscle's own stem cells, to repair damaged fibers and build new ones. It's a biological conversation. Blood flow delivers nutrients, mitochondria generate energy, and muscles respond by growing stronger. The beauty of this system is that it can be reactivated at any age with the right inputs. Another benefit of improved circulation and mitochondrial health is enhanced metabolism. Muscles that receive steady oxygen and energy burn fat more efficiently, stabilize blood sugar, and keep overall metabolism youthful. That's why people who maintain strong circulation and mitochondrial function age more gracefully. They have more consistent energy, better endurance, and fewer metabolic issues like insulin resistance. It's not just about living longer, it's about living stronger. Supporting circulation in mitochondria is ultimately about restoring communication within the body. The foods we eat, the movements we make, and the way we care for ourselves send constant messages to our cells. Hemp seeds, rich in amino acids, essential fats, and antioxidants, deliver a message of vitality. Exercise tells your body to keep building new blood vessels and energizing cells. Together, these choices keep the body's internal systems humming in harmony. When you feed your circulation and mitochondria, you're not just fueling muscle. You're empowering the entire body. You're ensuring that every heartbeat delivers life, every cell stays energized, and every muscle fiber receives the oxygen and nutrients it needs to remain strong. The path to longevity isn't hidden in complex treatments or extreme diets. It's in the daily act of nourishing your body's energy systems, giving your cells what they need to do what they've always known how to do: heal, renew, and thrive. Building and preserving strength doesn't always require a gym membership, heavy weights, or complex routines. In reality, the most powerful ways to activate strength come from small, consistent choices that speak directly to your biology. The human body is designed to respond to the signals it receives. Feed it right, move it with intention, and it begins to rebuild, regenerate, and grow stronger from the inside out. The journey to lasting strength isn't about intensity, it's about consistency and communication. What you do every day matters far more than what you do occasionally. One of the simplest yet most effective steps you can take toward maintaining muscle and vitality is to begin your day with nutrient-dense foods that tell your body to stay in repair mode. Among these, hemp seeds stand out as a quiet superfood with extraordinary potential. Just 2 or 3 tablespoons provide not only complete protein, but also essential fats, fiber, and minerals that activate muscle-building pathways. When you add hemp seeds to your breakfast, perhaps over oatmeal blended into a smoothie, or mixed with yogurt, you're giving your muscles the amino acids they need to recover and rebuild after daily wear and tear. You're also stabilizing blood sugar, reducing inflammation, and priming your metabolism for energy throughout the day. Hydration is another essential but often overlooked factor in muscle health. Muscles are nearly 75% water, and even mild dehydration can lead to fatigue, cramps, and slower recovery. Water keeps nutrients moving through the bloodstream, delivers amino acids to muscle tissue, and helps remove metabolic waste. Adding electrolytes naturally through foods like fruits, vegetables, and seeds further enhances hydration efficiency. When your body is well hydrated, your circulation improves, and your muscle fibers remain elastic and responsive. Something as simple as drinking a glass of water with a spoonful of hemp seeds stirred in can become a daily ritual that nourishes strength from the cellular level. Movement is the second pillar of activating strength. The body doesn't differentiate between big workouts and small, consistent activity. What matters is frequency. Muscles thrive on being used. When you take a walk after meals, climb stairs instead of taking the elevator, or perform a few minutes of stretching and resistance training each day, you're sending a powerful message to your muscle fibers: stay alive, stay active. These microbursts of movement stimulate the release of growth factors that signal the body to maintain and rebuild lean tissue. Even gentle strength work, like bodyweight exercises or resistance bands, can awaken dormant muscles and slow down the loss associated with aging. Rest and recovery are equally vital. Muscles grow and repair during periods of rest, not while you're exerting them. Chronic fatigue, lack of sleep, and overtraining elevate cortisol levels, a stress hormone that breaks down muscle tissue and promotes fat storage. Quality sleep allows your body to release growth hormone, the natural agent of repair and regeneration. When you consistently prioritize deep, restorative sleep, you create the ideal conditions for your body to preserve and rebuild strength. Making sleep a non-negotiable part of your health routine is one of the simplest but most powerful ways to maintain vitality. Strength also depends on reducing the hidden factors that drain it, and chronic inflammation is one of the worst offenders. Every bite you eat can either feed inflammation or fight it. Foods high in sugar, refined oils, and processed ingredients keep the immune system in a state of alert, which disrupts muscle repair. In contrast, foods rich in antioxidants and healthy fats, like hemp seeds, nuts, leafy greens, and berries, calm that internal fire. When inflammation subsides, the body's regenerative systems switch back on. This balance between breakdown and repair is what determines how strong you feel over time. Mindset plays an often underestimated role in physical strength. The way you think about aging and health directly affects your biology. Studies show that people who view aging as a process of growth and renewal maintain more muscle mass, better balance, and greater independence than those who see it as decline. Every positive choice you make, choosing a wholesome meal, taking a walk, or getting enough rest, reinforces the belief that your body is still adaptable and capable. Strength is as much mental as it is physical. When you believe that your body can improve, it listens. The key to activating strength is integration. Nutrition, movement, rest, and mindset are not separate. They are interconnected systems that feed each other. A handful of hemp seeds each morning sets off a cascade of biological reactions that enhance protein synthesis. Movement pumps nutrients through the bloodstream to reach every cell. Rest allows the body to repair and grow, and optimism fuels consistency, the quiet discipline to repeat these actions every day until they become a lifestyle rather than an effort. You don't need to overhaul your life to feel stronger, you just need to start small and stay steady. Swap processed snacks for real foods. Drink water before every meal. Take a brisk 10-minute walk twice a day. Add hemp seeds to your breakfast or salad. Get to bed on time. These may seem insignificant on their own, but together they create a pattern that tells your body to stay in a constant state of renewal. The body is always listening. Every meal, every breath carries information. When that information says, prepare, rebuild, thrive, the body obeys. Strength isn't just what you see in the mirror. It's what you feel in your energy, your resilience, and your confidence in motion. By feeding your body with purpose and moving with intention, you activate the strength that has always been within you. And when those everyday habits become your rhythm, age no longer defines what your body can do, your choices do. When we think about muscle growth or repair, protein usually takes center stage. But beneath that headline nutrient lies a hidden network of tiny players, micronutrients, that make regeneration possible. These vitamins, minerals, and trace elements act like switches, turning on the molecular machinery that rebuilds tissue, reduces inflammation, and energizes every cell. Without them, even the best diet or exercise plan can fall short. True regeneration isn't just about adding fuel, it's about providing the spark that ignites renewal at the cellular level. Micronutrients work quietly but powerfully. Take magnesium, for example. It's involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in the body, including those that generate energy from food and synthesize new proteins. Muscles rely on magnesium for contraction and relaxation. Without enough, you feel fatigue, cramps, and reduced performance. But magnesium does something even more remarkable. It helps regulate mitochondrial function. Mitochondria are the powerhouses of your cells, and when they work efficiently, your body produces energy more cleanly with less oxidative stress. That means less inflammation, faster recovery, and stronger muscle function. Zinc is another unsung hero of regeneration. It plays a crucial role in DNA repair and cell division, two processes that define how quickly damaged tissue can heal. After exercise or injury, zinc helps orchestrate the rebuilding of muscle fibers and supports immune function to protect against infection during recovery. It also assists in hormone balance, influencing testosterone and growth factor levels that promote muscle synthesis. Even a mild zinc deficiency can slow recovery times, weaken the immune system, and reduce strength gains, all of which can quietly undermine long-term vitality. Iron, meanwhile, is the cornerstone of oxygen delivery. Muscles cannot regenerate efficiently without adequate oxygen, and iron ensures that hemoglobin in red blood cells can carry it from your lungs to every corner of your body. When iron is low, fatigue sets in not just from tired muscles, but from underpowered mitochondria struggling to function. Oxygen is the lifeblood of regeneration. It fuels the enzymes that repair damage and support the production of new tissue, but balance matters. Too much iron can generate oxidative stress, so the goal is harmony, not excess. Then there's vitamin D, often called the sunshine vitamin, but in truth, it behaves more like a hormone. Vitamin D regulates calcium absorption, essential for muscle contraction, but it also has direct effects on muscle cell receptors. When vitamin D levels are optimal, muscle fibers regenerate more efficiently and strength improves. It also helps temper inflammation, which protects muscle tissue from premature breakdown. Modern lifestyles with limited sun exposure and indoor habits have made vitamin D deficiency common, and with it, a subtle but persistent drag on the body's ability to rebuild. B vitamins form another powerful group of micronutrients that spark regeneration. Vitamins B6, B12, and folate are central to the process of creating new cells. They support red blood cell formation, nerve health, and energy metabolism. Without them, fatigue sets in not because the muscles themselves are weak, but because the systems that deliver energy to them are underpowered. B12 and folate also regulate homocysteine, an amino acid that can damage blood vessels when elevated. Keeping those vessels healthy ensures that nutrients can continue to reach muscle tissue efficiently, a vital part of maintaining performance as we age. Antioxidant micronutrients like vitamin C and E add another layer of protection. Every time you move, your cells produce reactive oxygen species, a natural byproduct of energy metabolism. In small amounts, these molecules signal adaptation and growth, but too many can damage cell membranes and proteins. Vitamin C regenerates collagen, the structural protein that holds muscles, tendons, and skin together, while vitamin E protects cell membranes from oxidative stress. Together, they keep tissues supple and resilient, preventing the microtears of daily activity from accumulating into chronic damage. Trace minerals such as selenium, manganese, and copper also play specialized roles in cellular repair. Selenium, for instance, is part of the body's internal antioxidant defense system, neutralizing excess free radicals before they can harm mitochondria. Manganese and copper assist in collagen formation and connective tissue repair, ensuring that muscles and their supporting structures remain elastic and strong. Without these minerals, the architecture of your muscles weakens, increasing the risk of strain or injury even during ordinary movement. Regeneration is also deeply tied to the immune system, and micronutrients are the language the immune cells understand. Vitamin A, for example, maintains the integrity of cell membranes and supports immune signaling that helps clear out damaged tissue. Vitamin K works in tandem, helping regulate calcium so it goes to the right places, into bones and muscles, not in arteries where it can cause harm. The combined action of these micronutrients ensures that the rebuilding process is not chaotic but precise, with each cell receiving the resources it needs at the right time. Nature provides these micronutrients abundantly, especially in seeds, legumes, leafy greens, and colorful fruits. Hemp seeds, for example, deliver magnesium, zinc, iron, and vitamin E in near perfect proportions for muscle health. Pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, and chia offer similar micronutrient density. When combined with a diverse diet rich in plants, these foods feed the body the essential cofactors that make regeneration possible. In the end, regeneration is less about the single nutrient that dominates the spotlight and more about the symphony of small ones that play together behind the scenes. Each vitamin, each mineral, each trace element contributes to a feedback loop of repair and renewal. They reduce inflammation, improve circulation, energize mitochondria, and protect cells from stress. When these nutrients are present in abundance, not through pills, but through food, the body has what it needs to maintain strength, vitality, and resilience across time. The beauty of this system is that it's self-reinforcing. The more you nourish it, the stronger it becomes. Micronutrients don't just repair what's broken, they enhance what's already working, ensuring that your muscles, metabolism, and mind continue to regenerate long after the workout ends or the injury heals. In every cell, a quiet conversation takes place, a signal to rebuild, restore, and thrive, and micronutrients are the language of that renewal.